Alright, so tonight we're doing the Megalodon. So we're going to build a Megalodon shark. Let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so I'm building my first ever Megalodon. And it's pretty close to a great white. Just a little few simple changes, but this is going to be a freaking awesome build. I've never done a Megalodon before. So I'm hoping we get a kick-butt little shark here. Well, it's not going to be a little one. Alright. We're going to have to crank this up a little. There we go. Had to add a couple hundred degrees to it. So yeah, we're doing the Megalodon tonight. I was going to do the sawtooth, but I think I'll leave that one for tomorrow. And I think Friday we're going to do air jaws. So yeah, tonight's the Meg. Now it's going to take a lot of clear glass to build it up. I'm building it out of clear. We'll mount the bait. We'll mount it onto a base that has a color to it. But I want the shark to actually be clear tonight. So there's our just very, very beginning. We're going to take this down a little. I got to melt this in just a tiny bit. Yeah, so the Megalodon is a new shark for me. It's, like I said, it's very close to the great white. Just has a little bit in the body, some changes there. The body's the biggest factor. So that's what I'm looking for. We got to change the body up a little. It's a little whiter and thicker than the great white. So we're just still building up. This isn't going to be a tiny shark. If it's going to be a Megalodon, we got to make it a big shark. So we got to build a lot of this clear up. Takes a minute. The glass I use is called borosilicate. Common brand is Pyrex. So it takes a tremendous amount of heat to get this sucker moving. It's not like a normal glass where it melts very fast. So we need a few minutes of time to get the body built. So we're still building up. It's going to take me just a little bit to get this guy built, the body. I'm kind of excited though. I've not made the Megalodon before, so kind of cool. So we're still building it up. You can see they got a little bit of that shark body building right there. And we're just going to keep bulking it up. I got my maximum flame going, so this is the widest flame I have, so we can heat enough of it at once. And you can see we got it about halfway done on the body. We're about halfway there. By the time I get done with this, it should be about 6 inches long, and we should have about 1.5 inch, 2 inch thickness in the body. Doesn't sound like a lot, but it is. And by the time I'm completely done with this piece, we'll be close to 3 pounds of glass. Which is quite heavy to be holding up like this for hours. All right, there we are. You can see we're about 3/4 of the way done now. Let's just keep building. And I'm going to start tapering the back half of this down. So this part that I'm tapping is the back half of the shark. And the one that's got the smaller rod to my left hand is the one that is the holding rod. That's where the head will be. Okay, we're getting close to the tail part now. Getting it all built up. Okay, we're going to take this frame down. One thing I noticed about the Megalodon, the tail is really thin at the back. All right, we're going to separate this one. Park that over there for now. Man, I'm already sweating. All right, so there we are. We got our basic bulk built of this shark. I'm going to attach a smaller rod on here so I can hold it comfortably. And we're going to work on the head portion and finish shaping the body a little bit better. There we go. I gotta let it cool for a second. Ooh, man, it's already hot. That's okay, though. I expected it with this one. All right, let's get the head portion built out a little bit. And of course, we got to do a Megalodon for Shark Week. All right, we're good. I gotta pull this down just a little bit more, but I think we're pretty close. We're fairly close here. A little bit right here. Take it down just a tiny bit right in this spot. Okay, we're going to separate this one. This rod here is just a bit too long, so I got to take it down, get a smaller one to hold it with. But I'll be able to show you the body. Let's go ahead and take this little bit off right here. So there's our initial shark body all set up right now. It's just, like I said, we're doing all clear. Oh, my earbud's off. There we go. So there's our shark body. And I think we're looking pretty good. Let's go ahead and grab a shorter rod, which is this one. Set this down for a second. And we're going to switch the axis here. And we'll start working on the tail section. We're going to take it down to right about there. And that is our perfect shark body. So this is before I do anything to it. We got the shark started. The Megalodon has a very, very chunky mid body, and then the tail gets really thin. And we're going to go ahead and start building the back tail fins. Okay, I'm going to set that down, trim this up. Get rid of that little scrubby right there. And let's go ahead and start. we got a little blob. We're going to go ahead and flatten that out a little bit. We got just that right there, and we're going to pull it into a shark fin. Go ahead and get that blended in. And there we got our first little shark fin going on. And we're going to go ahead and pull the second one now. Now this one gets a little bit more of an aggressive pull towards the back end. A little shorter. Okay, let's get it all blended in. Melt it down just a little bit. We're going to go ahead and start pulling that. We're going to fuse all this together, make it all blend. And we got to use a little microflame and get it super welded in there. Get that bottom one welded in there really good. And there we got our shark fin tail going on. Proportionately, it looks really good too. Okay, we need to put another holding rod on here. We're going to put it towards the back. I should probably get the little fins on first. We'll do the little ones first. Let's go ahead and get the little tiny ones done. Then one towards the back. And this one's set back just a hair right behind it. Yeah, I got to move this tail just a touch. And there we are. There's our start of the Megalodon. We got a couple little big fins and then the little ones in the back here. So yeah, the Megalodon is much, much chunkier than the other ones. I should have another one of these a little bit closer. Maybe I don't. Okay, we're just going to take this one down a little. Good, remove this. Okay, so we got to attach right to the back here. And then this will be the final spot where I detach it. Okay, got to let that settle for a second. And we're going to go ahead and warm the whole body up real quick. And that should do it. Let's take this off here. So there we are. So there's our initial shark setup. We got to do one back fin back here. Then we're going to work on the two sides and the main dorsal. Need a really clean section here. sure that's all welded in really, really nice. And there we got the next one added on. Just kind of getting it built up a little bit at a time here. All right. So the interesting part about this one is the main dorsal is actually a little smaller than normal. It's the two sides that are a little larger. Okay, we're going to set that down, pull this little bit off here. So I always pull the little bits off here because you never know what's on them. And since we're doing all clear, I don't want to have any interference with little chunky glass. And we're looking pretty clean so far. So we got the main fin right there, the top one. Oddly enough, this one's really small. I thought that would be bigger, but it's not. All right, these are the ones that are the crazy ones. So these are the main focal points right here. And that came out perfect. Get it blended in right there. So we're almost done with this guy for the most part. We've got a couple more fins, the head section, but we're looking good. I'm pretty happy so far. Thought it'd be a little more complicated. It's not that bad. Although I should knock on wood, it's not done yet. Here we go. Enjoy a little bit of the studio sound while I'm doing this. Hit him. And there we are with our fence all the way around. We're pretty even. It's looking pretty good already. I'm fairly happy with this. Okay, we're going to go ahead and carve in a little bit of a mouth here. And we're going to flatten this nose down a little bit. So we have a little bit of a jaw section mouth right there. Okay, here's where the fun part comes. I love these little gills, or whatever you want to call them. And we got one section already done. You can see them kind of carved in there. We're going to go to the other side and do the other side now. Oh, he is looking cool. Or she. I don't care. It's a Megalodon. It doesn't matter. But notice how the body's a little chunkier. That is the Megalodon that has that little chunkiness. And we're going to go ahead and pop these little eyeballs in here. All right, so we got our Megalodon all done now. You can see it. All right, sorry, I'm having a little fun at your guys' expense. You're going to have to suffer with my dad jokes tonight. All right, I'm going to park this in the kiln, and we're going to build a little base for it. Let's go ahead and make a little, I think I want to put it on a, I don't know what kind of base. I know we want to do glue. So we're going to start with some clear and blue. And I don't know if I want to do a wave or a ball. We're going to have to get to it as we get there. Let's go ahead and start that process, though. What do you guys think? I thought that looks good. How many dads does it take to change a light bulb? I have no idea. All right, here we go. So that is the Megalodon. I thought about putting it on a Megalodon shark tooth for a base, but it might be a little too fragile because that shark is really heavy. It's incredibly heavy. I think I'm going to need a little help with this one. I'm just going to have to use this and pull it off. So what I'm doing right now is removing any scrap glass. When I set this rod down when it was hot, it might have picked up some dirt or something. So I'm just taking that end off. So we make sure we don't have any chunky monkeys in there. And let's go ahead and start building this up. So I'm going to get the initial weld here, and then we're going to kick it up a notch on the flame. And there we go. Yeah, we got that welded on. Let's kick it up a little bit, add a little heat to it. Go full lightsaber mode. So when I kick up the flame, the temperature actually doesn't change. It doesn't get hotter with a bigger flame. It just gets whiter. The flame stays pretty consistent whether I have the large flame or the small one or the medium. It just changes the width. But it does not change the actual temperature. And I control the flame with foot pedals down below. Makes my life super simple, because I'm a pretty simple guy. All right, so we're going to build up a little bit of this clear. I have some really cool blue over here. It's got kind of a shimmer color. And maybe if we're kind of happy tonight, we might throw a little uranium in the base. Maybe we'll put a little uranium in there. That might be kind of freaking cool. All right, we got to go just a little bit more here. So we're just building it up. This will take just a minute. Thank you for the donut, Nat. Give a big shout out to the moderators tonight. They always keep chat very safe, and moderators do a hard job. They have to keep chat in check. Keep everybody happy. And I really appreciate all the mods. All right, let's take it down a notch. Ooh, I can already feel I'm going to get a sunburn from this one. So the flame isn't hot, but what I do get is UV radiation coming off it, or UV rays. And it can definitely give you a sunburn, and I did not put sunblock on tonight. So I'm probably going to pay for it tomorrow. There we go. So this is just our initial bulk of glass that we're going to use for a little base. I'm going to kick my fan up a little. Oh, thank God. All right, so we're going to use this shimmer blue here. It looks very dark right now. You guys are going to have a hard time seeing it. You can see a little bit of the blue, but it's definitely got blue in it. But more importantly, it's got a metallic look. Or it may not. It just decides it wants to shatter all over the place. This rod is not super stable at the moment. I did not run it through the kiln. Well, at least we made it through that part. Stick it up, get it welded in there. So now we got 4 stripes running all the way around it. We're going to add some more color to this. Like I said, I wanted to leave the shark itself very, very transparent. I wanted it clear, and then the base to have the color. We're going to pop some blue in here, and I think we'll grab some uranium and put that in there as well. So this is just a dark cobalt. We're only going to do 2 stripes of it. One there, we're going to go 1 on the other side. Let's go ahead and grab some uranium. So this is the uranium glass, the bright, bright green stuff that glows under black light. I'm probably going to do 2 stripes on this. One there. One there. We're going to go to the other side and do the same thing. And there's our uranium on there. Ooh, it's hot. Trying to see if I have it. I think I want to add a little black into this. Just a little. We're going to go right in between that uranium. The thing about this black is it will turn kind of blue as it dilutes down. Okay, that's enough color. I don't want to oversaturate it with color. So we got basically 4 different colors bouncing through there. We're going to put a little rod here. We're going to twist it all up. I don't know if I'm going to do it in a ball or a wave shape. We'll figure it out as I go. I'll decide then as we're kind of making it. So the first spot is down here. I'm going to start there and then we'll work our way up. So right now I'm just kind of melding everything together, getting it to blend. We're going to twist it up a little bit. I don't want straight lines. I want it kind of swirly. All right, that section's blended. I got to let it cool, then we can go pretty hard on the rest of it. We can use a little more aggressive flaming. So with this whole section, we'll go a little harder with it. I'm going to start twisting it all up now. I was thinking about making a little human arm to put in the mouth of the shark, but maybe we'll do that on air jaws. I was going to make a little human arm coming out of it. But I think we'll do that on the great white. All right, we're still twisting up. All right, let's just start tapering this off. I think I'm going to shrink it down to a ball, a little bit more of a ball shape. I'm not quite, I don't think it'll look good with that shark. So we're going to go ahead and heat it up. We're going to use the marble mold here and kind of shrink it back down. But there's our initial stripes running around. Let's see if I can bust out the flashlight. So you can kind of see some of the colors bouncing in there. Lots of little stripes. Let's go ahead and round this off. I don't think I want to do it tapered. A shark's tooth would be really cool to have it mounted to, but I don't trust the weight of that shark. I think it might be too heavy for a shark's tooth. So we're just going to heat this up. So one of the things I use is a didymium filter for my glasses, and it filters out a lot of that really bright light there. Oops, wrong one. So you can see through the filter, it diffuses some of that light, like that. And that's how I can see what I'm doing and not go blind. All right, let's get this rounded up a little bit. I think we're looking pretty good here. We got it. We got this. All right, we got to switch over to a different holding rod to the other side so I can get this other portion rounded. If I can find the right tool. Oh, you're way too short. I had like 2 or 3 of these guys all pre-cut, and they disappeared on me. Oh, he'll work for the moment. So now we're going to heat this up, paper it down, get it rounded out too. Then we'll reattach this rod afterward. Like I said, this color base is just kind of like an accent for the shark. The main focus is the shark. I don't want the base to overpower the shark, but there we are. We just have to get it rounded out real quick. Shouldn't take very long. Use a big plane. As soon as we get this done, we'll attach the shark to it. Pretty simple process. It's the first Megalodon I've ever done, so I'm kind of excited about that. I'm debating on frosting it. So I've been debating on whether I leave it completely clear or sandblast it into frosting, which might be kind of cool. Okay, a little bit more. Take it down a notch. Let gravity do its thing. And we have 4 colors running through the space. And that's the nice part. Get it up a little bit more here. All right, we're looking like this one's almost done at this section. We'll attach the broad back to it, re-round up the top portion, and then we'll attach the shark. There we go. By the way, if you are a member or a subscriber on TikTok or a member on YouTube, a paid member or paid subscriber, I'm going to change the pricing a little bit. We're going to lower it down. I'm going to have a couple different things for the different tiers of them, but I'm going to bring it down a little bit on the pricing. I'm kind of changing that up. So we're going to make it a little more affordable to add into the memberships. I think there's still a free trial on YouTube where you can get like 7 or 30 days free. I don't know which one it is. But you can do a trial on YouTube, which is nice. All right, so there's the attachment right there. So this one definitely has to be mounted into an acrylic base, because if I put a full glass base on it, it would be way too heavy. And very difficult to clean. This way it just makes it easy. All right, we're going to go ahead and take this off for a second. We're going to round this up. And then I got to put a little nub at the top of that ball so the shark can fit perfectly on there. It needs a little extension, a riser, so it'll actually attach very, very cleanly. Go. Over to this one. And yeah, I'm going to leave it on a ball. I kind of want it to look like a Megalodon on a planet. All right, let's go ahead and add that little riser on here. Let that settle for a second. I'll bring it over. We'll shine the light on it while I got a moment. I just have to let it cool for a second. You can see all the lines running through there now. It definitely has some cool lines running through. Very shimmery too. There we go. Yeah, it has a very metallic look to it. Uranium's not showing up right now. Okay, let's go ahead and get my gloves on for this attachment. And then we'll put it together. Get this guy off, and I need some water. Cucumber mint. I gave up Mountain Dew for cucumber mint. Hey, thank you for the follows. I appreciate all the follows. And thank you for the subscriptions. I appreciate it. All right, let's do it. Make sure we have no cracks. We're good. We're going to preheat the ball a little bit. Okay, there we go. I'm going to show you the Megalodon before we go any further. We'll get it right up here. We got our little eyeballs, the little gills, the fins, tail. This is actually a cool looking shark. There we go. Got to move it just a little bit. There we go. And there's our Megalodon on a ball. I think it looks pretty freaking cool. Unfortunately, that's about as close as I can get it. The detail's pretty good though. I like it in clear. I think it came out good. I'm not disappointed in it. There we go. All right, I got a little bit of this purple. We're going to take it and mix it in with a metallic-y color real quick, because I'm going to do something different with it. So it's a little shimmery color. Bit of this shimmer, and I'm hoping I got another little bit of the other shimmer here. Please tell me out a little bit. I may not. Oh, I do. Okay. This one right here. We're going to make a custom color for Friday's build of the air jaws, the great white shark. So I'm kind of making this color for a particular part of it. So we're going to make a custom color for a part of the Friday build. There we go. Got my drill. We just have to mix this color up real quick. So this will be for Friday's build of the great white shark. And we're making a custom color. And I'm definitely going to have red for that Friday build with the air jaws, so give you an indicator it's going to be a bloody mess. So Friday's build will be a little bit of a bloody mess for air jaws. All right, let's get this kind of just melted in here. I'll use the drill, we'll pull it all together, and this will be a cool color combo. But yeah, we're definitely going to have some reddish color in there. I got a really good idea for it. I just have to figure out if I want air jaws breaching all the way up or sideways. But I think I want it breaching like like it's punching out of the water. What do you guys think? Should I have it sideways or punching up out of the water? What do you think? Should I have it like breaching upwards, like it's coming out of the water, or sideways? I'm thinking upwards is going to be a good choice. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Out of the water would look cool. I've not done that before. I've got this idea of making a wave coming out sideways and then the shark coming upwards out of it. That's kind of my thought process with it. All right, give me a second. Let me get this all mixed up. this is getting rough. Pretty thick color right there. Let's go ahead and get it melted in and pull it down into a rod. But yeah, I think breaching would be much better. If you want to order, you go to TheFieryGuy.com. All right, we're going to take it down a notch. Tomorrow I will also have a members only stream for TikTok and YouTube. So there'll be 2 streams, but one of them's going to be members only for both of those, because you guys are always supporting the channel. So I got to do something kind of cool for you. So it'll be a members only stream for YouTube and TikTok. And then at nighttime will stay the same. But just before the regular nighttime stream, we're going to go ahead and do a members only for about an hour, prepping everything up. All right, let's get this pulled down a little bit. I think after this, we're going to do a shark's tooth. I really want to try a shark's tooth again. So right after I pull this color, we're going to go ahead and make a shark's tooth. I think I'm going to do it out of black and uranium. Okay, we're almost done pulling this down. I'm going to leave it a little thick, because we're going to need it thick for later when we do Friday's build. Doesn't have to be perfect, just need it pulled down a little bit. Get rid of this little bit right here. Okay, so we kind of just made this custom color. Now it's going to take a little bit to show up. Unfortunately, the color is hot. While it's hot, the color isn't accurate to what it'll be when it cools off. But I'll set it down, and I'll show you after it cools off a little bit what it actually looks like. We're going to pull the remaining of this off. We're going to grab another rod. We're going to do uranium and black, stripe it around, and make a shark tooth. Shark tooth will be in a necklace form too, or keychain, or whatever you want to hang it off of. Not necessarily, you don't have to wear it as a necklace. All right, let me pull these gloves off. I need to find a shark's tooth. Hold on, I got to find my picture. There we go. I just need to find a good, accurate photo of one. There we go. There we go. Now I got a good photo. All right, so we're going to go ahead and grab some glass here. We're going to pull off a little bit. We're going to stripe it with uranium and black, and mostly black with a little uranium as an accent, and then we're going to make a shark's tooth necklace. If I can find the right holding rod here. Let's just pull you off. Don't need you. So on the shark's tooth, we're going to go ahead and make the edges all serrated like a shark's tooth would. Kind of doing a fossilized version, maybe even a Megalodon shark's tooth, meg tooth, or whatever you want to call it. We're going to pull a little bit off right here. This takes a minute to cut with the flame. Even at 4,000 degrees, it still takes a minute. So yeah, we're going to do a Megalodon tooth. That's what I pulled up. Megalodon tooth. Since we already made the Megalodon. There, we can set that off to the side. So this is what we're going to start with, just a little blank. We're going to go ahead and preheat it. Grab some black and go ahead and stripe it down. And then we'll add the uranium right on top of it. I'm going to leave a little gap here and there so we can still get that glass transparency through it. There we go. So I leave a little bit of blank clear space in between. And the reason for that is as we start to mix all this up and blend it down, the lines will get tighter and pull in, but I still want to keep it looking like glass. I don't want it completely encased in black glass where it looks different. This is the uranium. There, it's got uranium all the way around now. So basically, we just completely encased the whole thing in black and uranium glass. The uranium's transparent, so it'll still leave that transparency in there. I'm going to pull the little top portion of this off. Like that. And we're going to swirl all this up now. And then we're going to flatten it a little bit, create the triangle shape for the shark's tooth, and put a little hook on it. We're going to pull the end of this one off so all the color comes together on this end too. Nope, I need that one. Okay, so we have, let me get it hot so you can see the actual colors bouncing through. And if you guys wouldn't mind doing me a favor, if you like the content, go ahead and hit the subscribe or follow whichever platform you're on. It really helps me out a tremendous amount. All right, so we're going to take this, we're going to bulk it up a little bit, we're going to flatten it, and then I'll start carving it into and shaping it into the tube. My little flattener. Just bring it over, let it sit, give it a little push. Like that. I don't want to completely squish it as far as possible, because as I start to pull it into its shape, it can get too thin. So there we go. You can see a lot of the striations running in there, the patterning. Let's go ahead and shape it up. So we're going to pull this one down into the pointy part of the tooth. And then we're going to separate here, flatten it down, and pull it off to the two sides, create the little middle section that has a little indent in it. I actually want to use this tool right here. There, we just created a little bit of a crease in there. And then we're going to start shaping it out now. So we got half of it done right now. So there's one half of the tooth all finished. We're going to go ahead and do that to the other side. Okay, we're pretty close. I mean, it's not there yet. We got a little bit left to go. But while I'm letting it cool for a second, watch this. We're going to bring it out, put on the light. Hopefully you can see a little bit of the color transitioning through. You can see all those stripes now. It's pretty sick looking. So the beauty of this, it will glow under black light. So that's the nice part about it. Let's go ahead and finalize the shape here. side still has to come a little bit over. So there's the top portion of the shark's tooth. Now this section here has to get a lot thinner. Has to pull down a lot better. So we're going to go ahead and punch these to the middle here. And we're going to start here and pull it way out. Okay, we're almost there. So we're going to go ahead and shape it out a little bit. And then we just have to add the serrated edges. Go do that on the other side now. I think it looks actually kind of cool. So I'm going to bring it way over. Hopefully we get a little bit. Oh, it's really dark. All right, I'm going to stand up and do this. You can see the serrated edges now. And there's our little serrated edges. We got some cool colors bouncing through. And it's in the little shark's tooth now. And then we just have to put a little hook on it. going to try and curve it just a little bit down. That's better. All right, let me park it in the kiln. We'll make a hook for it and pop it on there. I'm going to do the hook out of black. Actually, I got a little bit of this left over. We'll use this. Make a nice hook. There we go. Let's clean that up. So we'll use the same exact color combo for the hook. That way it all blends. We're just going to make a little squishy on it. So this will be hard to see because it's just a tiny little hook or bail. All right, let's grab our tooth and pop it on there. There, got a little Megalodon teeth. We'll bring it way up to the camera, and there we go. There's our Megalodon tooth. We got the nice serrated edges on there, and hopefully it glows uranium in a little bit, but there you go. See how it's kind of got the blue and black, and it's a little shiny? There we go. Little hand-blown shark tooth. Okay, I'm open to taking questions if you guys have any questions. fire away if you have any questions on glass or the content. If you're wondering something about the glass blowing or content or anything. So fire away if you have any questions. I don't do Prince Rupert's drops. Yeah, unfortunately I don't. Propane and oxygen are the two gases, correct. Yeah, I learned from my mom. Does uranium do good in case? Yes, absolutely. If you encase uranium, you can actually stretch it out a lot further. So the uranium will glow just as bright if you completely encase it. Yeah. This is 32 years for me personally. I've been around it since my mom was, well, I was 2 years old. So 55 years I've been around it. Yeah, I've been around it. How hot is the torch? 4,000 degrees roughly. I'm actually going to turn it down a little bit. There we go. Please see my question a little further back. I don't know if I could go that far back. I don't know if it'll let me. I'm so sorry to bother. No, you're not bothering me. Explain the process. Fascinated by it. Okay, so the process is this is technically called lamp working. The term comes from the original glass blowing torches that they used for this style, and they used kerosene lamps as the heat source. So they modified a kerosene lamp that blew out sideways instead of up, and the term lamp working came from kerosene lamps. This style is a little different than the big furnace that you see. We use two totally different types of glass. My type of glass is called borosilicate. Most people refer to it as Pyrex. So anything that's lab glass or beakers or anything like crazy lab apparatuses that you've seen, that is borosilicate. The two differences I find, so like the chandelier is done offhand. That's the big furnace. I don't have that equipment anymore. The thing with that is it's very difficult to do by yourself. You really have to have a team of people to help you. So you need to have one person grabbing, color, you're keeping a piece hot, they grab another piece of clear to add into it. It's a team effort. It's not one person. This particular style, you do not need anybody around. You can do it all by yourself. Okay, you can do this all on your own. Do I make good money? Yep. Who buys my products? You do. Yeah, I do pretty good. Been doing it for 32 years, so yeah, doing okay. What is your favorite clown your mom ever made from glass? Ooh, probably the rodeo clown. The rodeo clown was pretty cool. She made the clown cowboy hat, rodeo gear, and then he had a little rope. Yeah, that's probably my favorite because it's one of the older ones that she made too. Do I look like Guy Fieri? No, he looks like me. This is really my look. Okay, I know it looks very similar. I'm sure we got some great grandparents somewhere around that have some explaining to do. But this is me. If it offends you that he looks like me, that's not my problem. How much do I spend a week on gas? A week? I don't know. It's about $1,200 a month. I could tell you it's about $1,200 a month, roughly. Weeks, it depends. If I'm running this flame, it's very minimal. But if I kick it up here, it gets really expensive. So, depends on how big a flame you're running all the time. Yeah, the Prince Rupert's drops. So, two reasons I don't do them. One, they're a pain in the butt to ship. But two, I don't want to be responsible if a kid gets a hold of it, pops the tail, and glass flies in their eye. I'm not willing to take that liability. And I don't want someone going blind from me trying to make a cool item. I think they're very cool. I did read the message. I wasn't offended. I'm just saying I've gotten a lot of questions about it, and it doesn't bother me. We just happen to look like. And I really, honestly, the name came from Fiery Guy. You know, here's the choice. I'm going to let you guys think about it. So I could use the Fiery Guy as my name, or I could say Glass by Jason. What sounds better to you? Honestly, what sounds better? My name doesn't rhyme with glass at all. It doesn't. So that's why I don't use my name. You can call me Jason if you want in chat, but yeah. I am definitely working on getting a lathe. I have to get rid of this oxygen generator first. I need the room. Yeah. I definitely need the room. So I don't have any room for a lathe. That's what's really holding me back right now. My oxygen generator takes up a good portion of my available space. Oh, I'm definitely not using my last name. Nobody can pronounce it. So, yeah. But yeah, I am who I am. Nona, thank you for the roses. So yeah, there are kids in here. So I keep my streams very PG. Occasionally something slips out, but I like it. I like the fact that kids can watch the stream and get motivated. Maybe they want to pick it up someday. I'm done for tonight. I'm just answering questions now. I'm just letting my torch cool off. So this is actually cooling my torch off. It's actually cooling off right now. The flame actually cools the torch off. This is the only torch I know that does that. So as it's running, the torch actually cools itself down while the flame is running. I know it sounds counterintuitive, but that's the fact. So this torch is different. Think of it, it's got 3 ports in it. You got an outer ring, an inner ring, and then another inner ring. And there's 52 of those in here. So one of them takes oxygen, then you have propane, and then you have a third valve that's an oxygen port. So there's 2 oxygen ports converging in here. The secondary oxygen port allows me to fine tune it. So I could bring it all the way down to here, or I can widen it up. And that secondary oxygen port cools as the oxygen's flowing through the ports. It actually cools the frame down. It's one of the best things that I love this torch. The other torch I had when I started out, you touch it and it will burn you instantly. Yeah, kind of like an oven sensor with cooling. Yeah. So, yeah, one of the questions is, I don't think there's any there's no age limit to start or stop. I've had people in their 60s, 70s, and 80s start this, and they do good. So if you've ever wanted to try it, there's always a good time. You don't have to be a certain age to start it. You don't have to be, if you feel like you're too old to do it, you're not. I promise you. I got a bug attacking me. Did my mom know Harold Hacker? Of course she did. I knew Harold Hacker. I've actually got a Harold Hacker torch. That was my very first torch. I got one that he personally gave me. It's sitting right behind me. And I've got probably 40 Harold Hacker tips. No, I'm not offended at all. Don't worry about it. You're all good. Will I ever be teaching workshops in the Denver area? No, I don't have any contacts in the Denver area that would have me there that I know of, but I wouldn't be opposed to it. What's up, Daisy Girl? Hobbit? Mom's doing okay. She's, it's rough for her right now. You know, she's in a rehab facility, and in those facilities, they control everything you do, and she's very independent, so she's a little frustrated by it, and I don't blame her. I don't blame her at all. Bet it's hard for me to do it while being blind? Yeah, it really is. What's next? Oh, thank you, no user. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's really hard to read the chat while blind, too. How you doing, Daisy Girl? Oh, Bigfoot! Oh my God, who sent that? Dwayne! What's up, Dwayne? How you doing? That is so freaking cool. That was a TikTok gift on there. That was really awesome. Is a Bigfoot. Well, you know what? I'll show you what the glasses actually do. You guys want to see what the glasses actually look like for me? We'll use a larger rod here. So we're going to use this. I'm going to pop it in the flame. And see how bright the flame is on the torch? We're going to bring this. This is what my glasses are made of right here. And we're going to pop it right there. Now you can see how it filters it all out. So you take all the brightness out that way. So that's what my glasses are made of. Mine have one extra filter on it, so it's a little bit darker than that even. Thank you, Dwayne. I appreciate that. And thank you for the gold coins. I appreciate it. Nope, not blind. Not blind, but I will tell you, I'm getting to the point where I might need glasses. It's getting to that age where it's like, I'm squinting. It sucks. I've been good, Dwayne. How you been? Good to see you. Yeah, I'm serious. Yeah, it's just getting to that age where I know my eyes are starting to shift, and it sucks. I really don't want to do LASIKs. Been working a lot? Oh, I bet, man. You work hard. You have a hard job. Yeah, the next stream will be tomorrow. So tomorrow we have a members stream, and then we'll have the public stream as well. And then Friday we're doing air jaws because we're doing Shark Week this week. So I want to do air jaws kind of breaching out of water. And I'm thinking about making a little human arm or something coming out of his mouth. I don't know. I'm thinking of something like that. Oh, don't say that, Groves. Don't say that, Groves. I'm sure LASIK is good. I'm just scared as hell of having a laser at my eye. I got to be honest. I'm pretty non-squeamish with anything, but when it comes to the eyes, I'm a little squeamish. Oh, she got her cake. Good. Thank you. Thank you for letting me know. Yeah, I'm going to put a human arm in the shark, I think. Can you work with me? I don't have the space, my friend. I just don't have the space. Sorry. The color of the glass makes them. So I know the flame looks very white right now, but when I put the filter in front, this is the actual color of the flame. See that blue? That is what the flame actually looks like. The camera has a really difficult time picking up the actual color correctly, but that is the actual flame color, that bright blue. It's very, very bright blue. Fun fact, if I did this in direct sunlight, the flame is invisible. So if I was to do the glass blowing in the sunlight with no cover and my glasses on, the flame is invisible. It disappears completely. You can't see it. That's why you have to have covering over you. Yeah, you can't see the flame at all. It just disappears. They knocked your mom out when they did her eyes. I would probably have to do that, Red Squeak. I'm scared to death of having my eyes messed with. Everything else I'm okay with. I don't care. Yeah, I'm pretty good with anything else. Yeah, the sunlight and the flame and your glasses will completely disappear. It's actually dangerous as hell to do that. Yeah, if you try to glass blow in direct sunlight, it's dangerous. I would never, ever, ever have someone do that. Nope, not worth it. Yeah, it's a really scary idea for that. But I have some cool stuff coming up. Christmas is going to be a fantastic year this year. I've got some cool ornaments lined up. We're still going to do the candy theme, and I got some cool stuff lined up. We're going to incorporate definitely some more glow-in-the-dark glass, and we're going to use some of the ancient uranium tubing. So this tubing is pre-World War II, and I've got a lot of it. Wait, is this on? Oh, I got to charge that light up. But you can see how it's glowing green right there. This tubing is pre-World War II, so pre-1940s. This tubing was made, and it is original Pyrex uranium tubing, and you can't get it anymore. And if you ever want to know if it's original Pyrex and it's pre-World War II, just take some calipers and measure it. It will not be in metric. It'll be in American sizes. So this is not a metric size. It'll be in an American size. That's how you can tell old glass versus new. It won't be metric. You starting to have your eyes messed with too? Yeah, I don't like it. I really don't. The only problem I have is if I have to get super, super detailed and I have the little clip-ons that can kind of magnify, but I don't know. I found these little, God, what are they? They're like little gel tabs that you can put on the inside of your lenses, and they are magnifiers, but they're gel. You just stick them on. They're kind of cool, actually. LASIK doesn't help with the stigmatisms in your eyes like you have. Yeah, I don't know what my issue is. All I know is it's getting harder to read, pissing me off. I don't like getting older. Well, getting older sucks. It really does. But that's the one thing about this job I can tell you. I've known people in their... in fact, I know of someone right now that's in their 80s still glass blowing. As long as you keep your body pretty healthy, you're pretty good to go. Yeah, you just got to stay somewhat limber. But I know someone in their 80s that's going strong still. There's no point at which you say, I'm too old to do this. There's really not. Okay, I think I'm going to call it a night, and we will see you tomorrow. So if you are on TikTok or YouTube, TikTok I'll post a members only time for the live stream, and YouTube I'll put it on the community page. Yeah, I finished a shark a long time ago, and I'll put it on the community page, the live stream tomorrow for members. Yeah, I'll put it on TikTok and the community page. All right, y'all, have a good night. Mods, thank you very much for keeping everything in check, and thank you everybody for hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. You guys are awesome, and I appreciate you. You have a good night.